Hello everyone and welcome back to another album review, and in this video I'm going to review Heirlooms Eternal by Human Serpent. First Greek release review of 2021 with the fourth album of Human Serpent, one of those Greek black metal bands that have managed to make a big name for themselves in a very short period of time in the underground black metal scene, with some quite melodic but also really aggressive and misanthropic releases like Inhumane Minimalism and their most well-known one for I the Misanthropist. The sound of Human Serpent is certainly not that special for a black metal project. However, it is a pretty decent black metal band that in a very short period of time has managed to make some quite notable releases. Now, a lot of people seem to compare this band with Muga, which is something that I can sort of see considering how rich the riffs are and how they have this incredible combination of both aggressive but also melodic passages, all of them fused together with some really nice atmosphere and some great elements of production. However, Human Serpent seem to have much more influences into their sound, just fusing multiple sounds of black metal, so just calling them the Greek version of Muga is an understatement, as I feel that there are multiple sounds that make the sound of Human Serpent really intriguing and somewhat stand out for what it is. You can also find elements you might enjoy from artists like Sargeist or from early Horna, which actually makes for one of my favorite directions in black metal music. I love it when black metal albums are ruthless but also manage to have an atmosphere to them and being quite melodic, and even if I'm not like the hugest fan of Human Serpent, they definitely succeed into making some kick-ass black metal releases, and this one is not an exception. However, I feel that this one, compared to like the previous two works for example, it's a bit of a step back when it comes to the intensity and the ferocious nature. It's not like it's not there, but I feel like in this album in particular they seem to try new things and go into different directions and influences in black metal music, and in my opinion it makes for an intriguing work. I don't know if I would consider this my favorite work from Human Serpent, but it's definitely up there with For I the Misanthropist. You have moments over here that don't completely rely on relentless blast beats and tremolo pickings. Those moments are still there, but compared to the previous works, this one doesn't seem as much straightforward. You have moments like Memories Are Rooms of Pain, which goes into multiple directions of black metal, and you also have this keyboard part halfway towards the song, which feels kinda awkward in this occasion, but I at least commend them for trying something new and different with their sound. There is also the lengthy final track Mirrors that has a really beautiful atmosphere to it, especially when we get towards the end of the song, and also some pretty nice riffs and a really dark atmosphere, which is mostly part of this album, and what helps is the amazing production. All of the instruments over here sound really good, the mixing, the production is superb, just what a modern black metal album needs in order to just sound punchy and captivating with its atmosphere and its dark nature. The album makes a pretty good introduction with the track 1000 Leaves of Mind, but in my opinion it really picks up with the two next tracks, Maze of Reminiscence and Fuck Normailty, two of the most powerful moments in this album with some spectacular riffs and some overall great structures. The other track that managed to stand out for me for how ruthless and powerful it was the track Vomiting the Herds. However, the one underwhelming thing about this song is that it's really short. I certainly wanted much more from this track in particular, considering that you have some really lengthy moments over here, but I like how the album constantly changes, and the pacing for the most part feels pretty good. It's not a boring album and everything sort of makes sense. The only track that I didn't feel this as much is actually the self-titled one, Heirlooms Eternal, which in my opinion it's the one track that sort of underwhelmed me. I mean, it has some interesting moments, but not certainly something really that special. One thing that for me stands out compared to the previous releases of Human Serpent is the vocals. Compared to some of the more standard vocal approaches that I felt with some of the previous stuff of Human Serpent, I feel that in Heirlooms Eternal they're more expressive and more varied than ever before. You also have a combination of both Greek and English vocals, which I don't know if that's the case with the previous Human Serpent Serpent albums, but this is the one where it was the most clear, for sure. Now I wouldn't say that there's more standout vocal approaches for the better, as you have some occasions with, like, for example, the final part of the track Maze of Reminiscence, where the final vocal part just sounds a bit too ridiculous, but overall I like the overall instrumentation and the vocal passages that are contained in this album. So I feel that what we have over here is a pretty solid black metal album. It's not one of those albums that I would see myself constantly coming back to, but it certainly had some interesting moments to it, some nice elements of production, nice musicianship, nice riffs, nice dark atmosphere. It's quite an interesting black metal album with multiple influences to it, and a definite recommendation for those who are looking for a solid modern black metal album. I'm going to give Heirlooms Eternal a 7+ out of 10. What's your opinion on this album? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.